Okay, we're Facebook. I love it when it says that because it means everything's gone right.
Morning,
Which is
Michelle.
just, oh my gosh. Good morning, Ange. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you today?
Awesome. I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic. This week, gosh, this week is going so fast. Gosh, in a blink of an eye, I think it's going to be Christmas time. Whew.
I know. I'm just getting ready for Christmas now, and I'm thinking about all the presents I'm going to be buying everybody. And I'll be making a video about the. I'm trying to find a little hat at the moment that I can wear to advertise the Find Your Bling game. And there's so much going on, like
Oh,
I know I thought I would do that, get all dressed up. But, these are all things that you think of these things. And then, of course, by the time you catch up with what you're doing, you see your clients, you do your groups.
I
I'm
know.
running out of time. What about
I
you?
know, right? I've just started thinking, I wonder what Christmas will look like this year. That's as far as
Oh,
I've gotten. Just,
please tell me we're going to be all together. I will be
yeah, I hope
heartbroken if
so.
I cannot spend it with
I
my
hope so.
children.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Can't
I
wait to
hope
see
so.
Bridie and Carl.
I hope so. Because it's been a long
Ross
time,
and
hasn't
Freya.
it?
Better
Yeah.
put them all in. I can't wait to see all the kids. They know I miss them all.
Yeah, I miss seeing my boys and I miss seeing my grandchildren and that sort of thing. They're all in, Queensland, Northern Territory and that sort of stuff. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll hang in there. We'll get there.
So
But
how old are your grandchildren?
so we've got Matt is the eldest and he's 20. And then we've got quite a break to Chelsea, who's 10. We've got the twins from another family who've just turned 10 on the weekend. Then we've got Tobster, who's 8, about to turn 9. And we've got Kale, who will be 7 in November. So it's just they're all growing and it's such a great time. I love it. I love the watching them grow and their senses of humor changes and they understand so much more and I love being with them. I love being with
You'd
them.
be
It's
a
so much
great,
better.
great Nana. And what do they call you? What's your
Oh, I get
Nana name?
Nana. Yeah,
You get
Nana.
Nana. Yeah, it's a very Aussie thing, isn't it? The Nana. I like Nana too. Like
Yeah,
we all grew up with certain names, and Pop.
yeah. My
What
dad's
a
Pop.
name. Yeah, that's so cute.
My dad never wanted to be Poppy, so I I got the kids calling him Pop.
Oh,
Every now and then a Poppy would slip out. I'm not Poppy.
oops, they remembered that. My children called my father Pa. Hey
Right.
Pa, hey
Yeah,
Pa.
yeah,
Yeah, they loved
yeah,
Pa. And it really suited him because he was very regal. He always wore a hat and he had a
yeah,
suit. He was very regal. So
yeah, yeah,
Pa really suited him. Yeah.
yeah. That's
It's interesting
interesting.
what the kids, and I think sometimes children just end up calling you what they want anyway. Well,
Oh, they
obviously
do.
your dad was very good at nipping that in the bud. And going, no, you're going to,
My my uncle is called Boat. His
sorry?
grandkids call him Boat. Yeah, they call him Boat because my cousin, she would say to the kids when they're little, "Okay, let's go to Granddad's to see the boat," and they'd be going boat, boat, and they've just associated
That is
they
actually funny.
associated him with boat, so they call him Boat.
Can you imagine? Hi, this is Boat.
I
That's
thought it was
actually really
hilarious.
funny. That is so funny.
And it's funny what kids come up with, isn't it? It's they and you're right, they call you exactly what they decide they're going to call you. So and being grandparents, you just kind of go, oh, isn't that lovely?
I know. Oh my God.
Take it
I
anyway.
so hope you get to go to Queensland and be with them,
Oh, it'd be
Michelle.
lovely. It'd be lovely. But anyway,
Yeah.
it will be what it'll be, and we'll just roll with it. So this morning we're talking about belonging in leadership, and this is an area I guess I've got a bit of experience in terms of leadership and management and that sort of thing. 20 years in the military will do that to you.
You definitely
But
have a lot of experience. I wouldn't call that a little bit of experience. I would call that a massive amount of experience.
And yeah, one of the things when I was working in recruiting, so I know when I went to recruiting as a civilian to join, there were always questions around leadership and management. What's the difference? Can you grow a leader? You know, things like that. And then when I was working at Defence Force recruiting in uniform, um, not much had changed, and so we'd have I was actually recruiting health professionals. That was my focus. That was where I was. And so I'd often say to nurses that were coming in who were looking to join, and that, tell me about your leadership. Oh, well, look, I'm just a mum. I go, hold on a minute. Being a mum is an incredible opportunity to be a leader, because you have to be able to translate what you're doing to get the children to do what you want. You have to set the vision, and you have to get them on the journey with you, which is what leaders do, don't they? They set a vision and then they get you on that journey with them. Management is, the stick and carrot, so the reward and the punishment type things. Hi, Serena. Good to see you today.
Hi, Serena. I love Serena. Everyone knows that.
She is such an awesome lady, such a breadth of
Serena is beyond dynamic, like beyond dynamic.
Yeah.
You just, I mean, I think we all wish we had her energy, and I would consider myself and you high energy, but I reckon Serena
She
takes
goes
us
above.
down.
Yeah.
Totally. And congratulations, Serena, on your podcast. That was an incredible. Did you see that, Michelle? Incredible achievement.
Yeah,
Oh,
not yet.
it's just incredible. Yep. Go and check out her page. It's really
I
good.
will. So it's an incredible opportunity as a mum to say, well, yes, I am a leader. But there was so many that just kind of went, oh, I'm just a mum. And it's like, no, we lead in so many different aspects of our lives. We lead in the workplace, we lead in community groups, we lead, just going out shopping can be a leading experience. That have Facebook, you're a leader when it comes to creating your bling angels, Angie's bling angels. So you're leading us with that. I just think it's such a in some ways it's a conundrum to work out how to best lead and lead authentically, so that you have that sense of belonging. Because as I've said in one of the lives leading up to this, I was very much taught that the leader needs to have some distance. So when it came to the difficult stuff, you're not compromised emotionally or anything like that. But can I tell you, whether you're close to people or not in your team, when it comes to difficult stuff, you are emotionally compromised. Because if you're a heart-centered leader, you're still going to feel that, oh, gee, this is tough, and this is going to be tough for them to hear. How can I best support them in that?
Even as you said that, I thought, I think you've done that before.
Oh, yeah, a number of times, and difficult conversations and that sort of thing. And that was one, I guess that was one of the things I don't think I did very well with my years in the military. Was I didn't feel, in most teams, I didn't feel I belonged, because I put myself, and it was my fault, I put myself apart from everybody else.
Well, I don't think it was your fault. I think it was what you were taught.
Yeah.
In all fairness, you were taught in the military, this is how you do it, because you would have done it differently if you, and I would imagine you would have been a very heartfelt leader.
Well, I certainly tried to be, and that was certainly a learning experience that developed over many years. And I do know, I think one of the best teams, so there are two teams that I worked in, which I absolutely adored. One was our team in Afghanistan. So I had an army medic, senior medic, and a doctor over there. They were awesome, because there was respect between us, that we all did different jobs. I may have been the senior rank, but we all did different jobs. And it was, how do we best work together so that we can all meet our outcomes in the best possible way. Serena's saying that belonging is interesting that she would have thought in the military I would have had more of a sense of belonging, but it's hard when you're an officer in a leadership role. And I certainly found that with other teams, there were so many moving parts and so many personalities that you're kind of like, okay, here's the vision. But unfortunately, with a lot of this stuff, the goalposts keep moving, and keeping people energized, going towards that vision and all of that sort of thing.
Peacefully.
When you've got, yeah, it's quite a challenge. It is quite a challenge. But one of the other teams that I worked in, which I really loved, was the last team that I worked in with health, as such, in an Air Force environment. And I had a few juniors. So I was essentially acting up as the next role. I was doing my role, and then I was given a project to look at the health capability across Air Force. And so I had a few that had, or I had one girl in particular, she'd been identified for promotion. And I kind of said to her CO, look, I'd really love her to come and work for me so that I can help her so that she's ready when she puts the rank up, because she'd had this experience and that experience and that sort of thing, but it'd all been in one area. And I said, with what I'm doing, it'll give her oversight, and it'll, widen her horizons and widen her view so that she's in a better position when she puts the rank up. And she came to work for me, and oh my gosh, it was just awesome to have her. She was a nurse. I had a dentist, I had a medic, I had an admin clerk, and it was all kind of, okay, where's everyone's strongest point? Like my admin clerk, she was awesome with detail. Oh my gosh. So everything I did, I put through her. Can you just check the detail in this? And she, it's great. And my medic was very good at long-term thinking. He was quite a thinker. So, if I needed quick action, I didn't necessarily go to him. But if I needed someone to really think deeply into something, that was his job. And it was
So
just
you really
awesome.
felt you belong. I think that there were two parts where you really felt you belong, even though you were the leader, you felt a part of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I felt like I was an integral part of the team. And I finally got to, as the leader, I got to reinforce the vision. And
Oh, that's nice.
and it
That's
was all
very nice. That is
about,
exactly what a leader does. Yeah. They're
yeah,
definitely visionaries. Leaders
yeah,
need to be visionaries because people need to see that they're going somewhere, and it's somewhere of
yeah,
purpose. I
yeah.
think this is where, not that I've only ever worked for myself. So being a photographer, it was, I had assistants, of course. They were just lovely because I only employ people I love. And then I suppose having Find Your Bling's been a bit of a different journey because I've needed people with different skill sets. So I've had a lot to learn there about creating a team because I've never really done anything like this. I think in a team, you need to learn when to lead and when to give stuff away. That was a big thing for me. And I suppose, well, there's a part of, do you delegate? And then sometimes you delegate and then didn't oversee it. And then you're like, oh my God, now I have to fix that. So it's a little bit of a learning curve where I think you've had this wonderful structure where you've learned a lot of those skills. And even I suppose, even when I was doing my 12-week courses, Find Your Bling, which was a journey of self development, they were definitely leading, but that was just leading with love. So I've never needed to, like, when you talked about the stick and the carrot, and mine's just always been a journey of love. And really I've always felt a leader, only in the areas that I know, is if you lead with love, it creates a safety. And as long as people know you have their back and you'll do your best, they will be forgiving because you are going to make mistakes. It's not going to be all smooth. But if they can see that you really have their back, that's sort of my philosophy. I don't even know if that's right, but I suppose that's how
I love that because it generates respect. It generates respect.
I think safety is huge. And I feel that in the two teams that you were talking about, there were places where, from what I could understand what you were saying was there was a lot of safety because there was a lot of respect. Where there wasn't, you didn't have four chiefs. You had, and even if you did have four chiefs, so they loved their bubble and they didn't need to step over into yours, and they knew how to do it. And I suppose even with the bling angels, that's something I really love. I love every angel comes with their absolute unique specialty and a whole life of wealth experience that they're able to help different people. And as you said, personalities come into that. Like there'll be people when they come to the Bling Angel page, they'll go, oh, I like the look of her. I like the feel of her. And then they'll look at what the specialty is and they will find their leader in that way. Because I suppose a leader is not only a visionary, there's somewhere that can get you. If you need to get to C, they can give you the A, B, C, the step to get there. Is that that what you would consider a leader? Like, this is not really a conversation I've ever had. I loved it when you said it. I'm like, I've never thought of myself as a leader, Michele. And when you said, yeah, you are a leader, I'm like, oh, yeah, I actually have been leading things for a long time. But probably because I don't work for someone, I was never given a title. It's not something I'd really ever explored.
Yeah, no, it's I absolutely. I think respect is
huge.
So to belong as a leader, I think you need to give respect, but I also think you need to know when to lead and when to follow. So one of the things that I did learn as part of my leadership journey was leaders don't necessarily lead all the time. They know when it's time to let someone with, higher skills or higher knowledge step in. And there's that respect that, I don't know everything. And it's not my job. And it's not a leader's job to know everything. What their job is to keep that vision and keep people moving towards the vision. And I think one of the things I did learn was as a leader supporting others, there are three things to job satisfaction, right? So if we're talking the workplace, three things to job satisfaction. It's the feeling of mastery, being able to have autonomy over your work and feeling like you're contributing to something bigger. And I think that's where the leader comes in, is keeping that vision of you're contributing to something bigger, but at the same time, how can I support you to get mastery and autonomy? And that was the bit, I think that was when I really started to feel into heartfelt leadership and become part of belong to the team, was when I realized that. And so I love supporting people. And one of the things I found once I'd moved into that space, I found when it came to the difficult conversations, and in military, there are numerous difficult conversations. So it could be saying to a reservist, for instance, who's counting on, getting reserve days, that that government has decided to cut reserve days and, something like that. So your income is now going to be affected. And this is what we're having to do. So that's a tough conversation. That's a difficult conversation. So not all difficult conversations are about discipline or about people doing the wrong thing. Sometimes it's about telling someone that we're actually going to have to cut your hours back. And I felt by being open and honest with my guys and gals. I use guys as a non-gendered term, but anyway, I felt by being open and honest with them and keeping them up to date with everything, not only did I feel like I continued to feel like I belonged in the team, but I felt like I had their respect because I wasn't keeping anything from them.
But I suppose you gave them respect too. I think when you really respect the people that you're working with, it's I think it just naturally unfolds that they respect you back. Or we have, people aren't going to stay a part of someone's team or their friendship circle if they feel they belong. It's when people don't feel they belong, and that's because different values, again, the different vision and purpose. No, I think purpose is everything. I think people love to wake up and have a purpose. And if you can find a group, a team, a certification, whatever it is, that falls along those lines,
Mhm.
you're going to want to go with that leader because you're going to gain that information so that you can become that leader.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love the way that you lead in your Angie's
Oh, thank
Angels,
you. I'm not
because
sure if
it's
I do it right. I just do it from my heart. I don't
and
really
that's
do too.
and that's the thing. You're so supportive. You know
Oh,
that
thanks, Michelle.
when people are ready to hear things, they'll hear it.
Yeah, I don't
And
say anything. Yeah.
yeah, and you're supportive in everyone's journey. Everyone has a different journey, and you're absolutely supportive in, okay, how can I best help you? How can I best help you? You know what the vision is. We're going to be healing hearts all over the world.
My vision
We
is we
know,
are going to be healing hearts all over the world. I know exactly what we're doing.
yeah, and we know that that's the vision.
Yes, yes,
And you're taking us along on this journey, and we're
yes.
coming willingly. And
Yes, absolutely.
that's
Everyone
the
is.
very definition of
Although
leadership.
there were two people that did apply, and I said, "Oh, now's not quite the right time for you." So I am actually still very selective. I'm
Yeah.
not. I do like. I love people that do their work and their purpose for love and from a
Mm,
heart space.
mm,
Because what I have found on my journey so far in life is if you do what you love, the money will come. And if you didn't and if you did what you loved and the money didn't come, at least you had a good life. That was always my theory. But I've always been very fortunate that the money has always come when I
mm,
followed what I really loved to do. And obviously, that's my goal purpose here is that every angel is making an income, providing a wonderful service, and also receiving a wonderful pay. And I just
mm,
think that's just normal. Like we
mm,
go to our accountant, we get a great service, and we pay them. So it's all
mm,
just if we go to the hairdresser, we pay them.
mm,
Like it's just learning that flow. And
mm,
I think too many people out there are helping in the um, uh, helping in the wellness industry, and they're not being paid according to their worth. I
mm,
think that's a
mm,
really big problem because they don't feel
mm,
worthy because they don't always have a tangible thing to give somebody. And I
mm,
really struggled with that at first too. I think that's a bit off our belonging thing. But I suppose what I'm trying to say is when you're doing something alone, you don't
mm.
belong anywhere. So it's important to find a leader or a visionary that can take you where you need to go. So I think that was where I was
Yeah,
going with that bit of the
absolutely.
conversation.
Yeah,
Sometimes we're doing
absolutely.
things alone and we
Yeah.
actually really need to reach out. Where I think your experience in your world there's always been lots of leaders around. Where I think if you have been uh, a sole trader, a sole entrepreneur, whatever, you actually don't always find that group of
Mm,
support. I mean, that's the
mm.
purpose of, finding a wonderful network that you belong to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm.
And I think even I'm just thinking, even with the networking groups that I attend and that sort of thing, there's a time to lead and there's a time to follow, and to be
Yeah.
part of those groups. And they are such strong groups where you really feel like you belong. And I watch, from my own experience, I watch as people lead and as people follow, and I just think this is great. I can see it actually happening seamlessly, and that belonging is being encouraged, and really wrapping everyone in its love, because everything's happening seamlessly.
You know what? When you just said that, I actually just had a real aha moment. The people that we follow, that we love to be a part of, they're raw with us.
Mm,
That's probably the leaders I find have, a lot of integrity. Or I'll go for a little while, and sometimes we outgrow people outgrow
mm,
us. That's
mm,
completely normal.
mm.
Sometimes you turn up to something and you don't belong
Yeah,
because that leader's not your leader, but you stay. And it's really
yeah,
important to find that person that has your
yeah,
back,
yeah,
is not
yeah.
talking behind your back. I'm always saying this about people all the time. Be that person that you want to make friends with those people that are happy to have those conversations that have to be had, not running around to all other people. And I
Yeah.
suppose that's a part of leadership which you would have needed to nip in the bud a few times.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's a fine line, I think, between being informed of what's going on and gossiping.
Oh, yeah, look,
And
people talk. Yeah, 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 yeah.
and that's right. People talk.
Gossip's hurtful. that's always my that's my line in the sand. If someone's saying something to me that I think is detrimental to someone, or they are pleased about someone's pain, it actually just
Yeah.
murks me beyond. And that is a bit of a
Yeah.
deal breaker for me. I just realize
Yeah.
they're on their journey and they've got to grow. But I always think when someone's bitching to me about someone, I always think, what are you saying behind my back? Like
Yeah.
I always think,
Absolutely.
because yeah, I'm thinking about one lady that I hardly knew, and she was telling me about her best friend, and I thought, well, we are not going to be friends. Like, if you're
Yeah.
your best friend like that. And I didn't mean it in a
Yeah.
mean way. I just meant, well, I don't feel safe. And again, I suppose
Yeah.
even in
Safety.
friendship,
Mm.
you do lead friendships on a certain way too, don't you?
Mm.
I need to feel safe and I need to
Mm.
feel loved.
Mm.
And I suppose that's why,
Yeah.
whether I am running How to Be a Queen and Have a King, whether I'm running Unleash Your Intuition or the Bling Angels or Midday
Mm.
Magic or whatever we're doing, I just figure if you do it with love and people feel safe, they will
Mm.
feel you,
Mm.
and they will feel that there is support, and that so that's to me what a leader would need. But I think I'm a bit naive. Like, I feel like you just have this wealth of knowledge and you've done it and you've had big teams, and like, you've been saving lives. It's on a completely
Mm.
different level to mine. I just think you've got so much more experience on this topic.
Yeah. I
But
guess.
I love it. I've loved learning from you. Like, I'm like, oh, well, that's just so cool.
Yeah. I guess. I do. I do have experience, and going back many years, I certainly do have experience, and I've observed a lot of things because it was, how can I improve my leadership? And I think
Yeah,
it was,
nice.
yeah, I think it was when I really started learning how I can be a leader and still care and belong as part of the team.
Yes. Yeah.
That's when things changed for me. And yeah, I think, yeah, I absolutely agree with a lot of what you say. To me, talking about people is natural because that's what we
Yeah,
do.
people do it
And
because we're
you
curious.
see, I see memes about, small people talk about people, growth people talk about concepts or
I
whatever.
know which one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all well and good, but when you're talking about concepts, you might be talking about the person who had that thought or whatever. So talking about people in a positive light, that's fixing each other's crowns,
Oh,
and that's,
absolutely. And
I
sometimes we're trying to understand something, and that's a
yes,
personality thing. Like, I was
yeah,
having a conversation with someone the other day going, I just didn't quite understand this. And it wasn't
yeah,
that I was bitching. I just needed to understand where that person was coming from. I actually still
yeah,
didn't agree, but that didn't matter. I then at least understood
that's
where they
right.
were coming from. And I'm sure they
That's
didn't
right.
agree with my thoughts, and that's fine. Like, it's not, but it's, I feel that needs to be the unity of where
Yeah.
you have a common denominator, and you don't need to agree on everything. I know that even among us beautiful angels, we won't agree on everything. You don't need to. You
Yeah.
need to do, as my son would say, you need to do you. You just need to
Yeah.
do you in the best way. And if you show up as love and compassion, and you've got other people, because different people need different things. But yeah, I'm
Yes,
definitely
absolutely.
against mean gossip. I
Yeah.
will not play a
Yeah.
part in that. Yeah,
Yeah. So I
makes me
think
murky.
I think it might be time to pull some cards, Ange.
All right, before we do that, Michelle, what is your hot tip about
Oh,
belonging as a leader?
my hot tip is belonging as a leader is keep trying, keep
Ooh,
learning,
keep trying.
keep learning because it is quite a path. I
Yeah.
don't, and I do believe that leaders are grown. I think there's an innate ability and an innate presence, but unless you learn about constructive leadership and unless you actually learn how to get people to come with you on your vision, you're never going to be a successful leader. So yeah, I think keep trying, keep learning. Yeah, but lead with
That's
love.
nice.
Lead with
I,
love and
I'm
connection.
just, I think if I was going to say anything, not that I feel I have a great voice on this because I've only led
Oh, you
small groups of
certainly
people,
do
but
have a great
I
voice.
do love what I do. I love what I do.
Yeah,
I always say if you lead with love and you
yeah,
are going to create a safe place for people to land when
yeah,
something happens, you create a
yes,
safe place where people can grow, I'd say you're going to do well because you always, and I'm always saying, if I don't have the answer, don't worry, I'll go find it. And I will
yeah,
go
yeah,
find it. Don't you
yeah,
worry.
yeah,
I will find it if I cannot answer it. And of course,
yeah,
there's times I can't answer things, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that because that's where I get to grow as well.
Yes,
So My advice on a very small scale is lead with love and create
Yes.
safety. I think
Yes.
safety creates love.
Yeah. Yeah. I
All right.
agree. I
So I
agree.
chose two today.
Awesome.
Yep. So
What have we
I
got?
would love to start for belonging as leader as a love card. So would you
Okay.
like to tell me when?
Okay. And keep going about the middle. Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Yep, that one.
Oh, I just spilled my water. It's the
Oh,
daisy.
whoops.
That's okay. That's okay. Here it is. The wisdom I'm ready to receive is. Ooh, that's a goodie.
Oh,
Finish the sentence.
okay.
The wisdom I'm ready to receive is. Now, that's a real goodie for as you're choosing a leader, as you're being a leader, as you're a part of a team and wanting to support your leader. That's nice.
Yeah, the wisdom I'm ready to receive is. I like that. I like that because it's going to be individual for every single person that's watching this. So,
yeah, fantastic. Okay, and then we'll do a bling boost for the week.
Yes, please.
Would you like to tell me when to stop?
I would like you to stop shuffling and just split the deck and see what comes up.
Okay, this is what's come up. You can make today better than yesterday.
We certainly can. We certainly can.
Actually, that's really nice because you know my bubble was about that today that I put up on the Find Your Bling yet. You can make today better than yesterday. And I think it's not about yesterday had to be wrong, but what can you add today? What can you add to your life? What new information can you find that, you know, you allow yourself to have that aha moment?
Yeah. What little piece of happiness can you add to today that you didn't have yesterday?
Yeah, or enhance.
Yeah.
Well, Michele, I have loved being with you. Did you bring your cup? I did bring my cup
today. I did.
And I forgot to drink it, but that's okay.
And we've both got blue again.
I know, I can't believe we keep wearing the same clothes. This actually makes me laugh. Every time we hop on, I'm like, my God, you chose blue as well. It's so super cute. So, okay, cool.
Awesome.
Well, Michele, I can't wait to see you today. I'll see you again at Midday Magic.
Bling magic.
Bling-a-ding-ding.
Okay,
and I will see you later. Thanks, Serena, for coming.
All right, see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.